Hello, my name is Junaid Ahmed Fazli. I'm recording this video for demonstration of ninth exercise in Case Tools Lab. The exercise is to draw the component diagram for airline reservation system. Component diagram falls under the category of implementation diagram. Implementation diagram are the type of diagrams which models the implementation and deployment of a system, and component diagram in particular describes how different software components like executable files or source code files are related and dependent on each other. For creating component diagram, we will be having only two major components. That is, the first component is actually called a component, and it represents a software entity of the program. That means a source code file or the program or document or any other resource file used for development of the software. And dependency between these components is denoted by the dashed arrow. The direction of the arrow defines the direction of dependency. So using these two basic blocks, we have created the component diagram for airline reservation system. So since the components are the program files or the executable files here, and the airline reservation system that we will be generating will be a web-based application. So we have the files with the extension of PHP. We might have some files with the extension of HTML and JSP or ASP or CSS for style sheet. So here we have basically created with all the PHP files. Starting, we will be having as login.php or signup.php here. This module will be, there is an or symbol here basically because the user will first try to log in. If he couldn't log in, he will have to enter the credentials again if he has not entered the credentials properly. If the user does not exist, then he will have to sign up. Once the user has entered the details, these details have to be authenticated. We use authenticate.php file here. This will be basically the form entry. This is where the authentication part will be done. This component depends on the user.sql, a database created for the user. Stores details of all the users, including the username and password, used to verify whether the username and password entered is valid or not, and it matches with the record in the database or not. And then we have account.php. This basically depends on both authenticate.php and user.sql, because some details for the account.php page will be taken from user.sql based on the details of the user, and before reaching account.php page, user has to pass through the authenticate.php page, because once the user is authenticated, then only he will be able to access his account. From account, we will be having two major options, either for booking or cancellation, mentioned in two different pages, which the user can navigate to using menus, links, or buttons. These two pages will be dependent on other components like reservation.sql, fare.php, or refund.php. That means for booking, once the user has confirmed the booking, there will be a database maintained for all the reservations, and a new record with details of the passengers and the person who booked the ticket will be created in reservation.sql, and the user has to pay the fare. Booking.php is also connected to flights.sql because before the passenger proceeds to book the tickets, he need to search for the flights which matches his requirements, like number of seats which the passenger wants are available in that flight, and it goes from the source and from the source to the destination from where the passenger wants to travel. And cancellation.php is connected to reservation.sql because before cancellation, user is supposed to enter the PNR number, which is to be validated from reservation.sql. And once the ticket is cancelled, that record needs to be removed from the database. And after cancellation, some refund will be given to the user. Not the entire fare, but a part of it. So the cancellation also depends on refund.php component. So we have mentioned all the necessary components for the airline reservation system, and I hope the dependencies that I have mentioned here between the components is appropriate. And yeah, the diagram that we were supposed to generate is successfully generated. Dependencies match, they do not conflict with each other, and all the software programs or the source code programs that are supposed to be mentioned are mentioned in the form that they should do. Thank you.